All right, everyone. I have with me today Antoinette. She is one of our mums in the Easy Breezy Childbirth program. Thanks for joining me, Antoinette.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about you. Is this your first birth, and why did you choose Easy Breezy Childbirth program?
Okay. This is actually going to be my second birth. And I actually did a hypnobirthing course in the UK with my first pregnancy, which I found really useful. And I just wanted to build on that first of all with my second birth. So I found yourself through my prenatal massage therapist. She recommended you, and you had actually done a Instagram live of her talking about hypnobirthing. And
that's Nanika.
Yeah, Anika, yeah. And so I was really intrigued. I was really happy to find someone in Barbados that offers hypnobirthing, and I thought it would suit me particularly because I'd already done a course previously that was also very technical in terms of childbirth itself. I really just wanted to focus on the actual hypnotherapy side of hypnobirthing.
The more practical part of it.
Yeah, exactly. Just really work on the techniques more. And you seem to do a lot of that. And going on your Instagram page and looking through your program that you do, and you had sent me some videos once I got in contact with you as well with how you worked with other mothers. And yeah, I just felt it would be a good fit. And,
nice.
Yeah, let's try it. So.
What was your experience like in our sessions? Tell us about your sessions with me.
So we've done 4 to 5 sessions now. Today was our 5th session, and it's been, most of my sessions have been at home, so that was really relaxing for me, and was brilliant because my plan at the moment is to have a home birth, so it was really lovely to be able to put into practice the techniques in the environment where I'm actually planning to give birth, so that was great. They've just been super relaxing. Each time we've built on every session, I would say. We've built on where we were in the last session. Initially, it feels that you're never going to get there almost, and you're quite a way off, but with practice in between, and as I said, doing all of the sessions regularly. We've done a session every week, I believe. Mm-hmm. It's really made a difference to the point now that I feel that I am able to get into the state and that I should get into, and I understand what the state is, and I can do it pretty willingly,
nice.
Readily. So it's working really well.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to this too.
Yeah, me too. Looking forward to trying it in birth, and I really feel positive and like it will really help me with this birth. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What are your expectations for the day or for the length of time of the birthing process?
Well, as it's a second birth, I'm expecting it to be a shorter labour, first of all, and also because I plan to stay at home. I do believe from the research that should make quite a big difference on the length of the labour. It should also make it shorter, but I think having the ability to fully relax in that state in any scenario, even if you do end up in hospital, because I did have a hospital birth with my first, but that ability to relax is the most important thing of all. And so I think it should, as I said, I hope a much shorter labour, easy labour, and as gentle a labour as it's possible to have, really. And that's what I envision in my head, and that's where I'm staying mentally as well, within that place mentally. Yeah.
Okay, so most people that come to the program, you said it earlier, they have doubts that they can do it, get to the state that they can.
Yeah.
Some mothers have been able to absolutely get to that state. Mm-hmm. Others, they needed to have some more practice and conditioning. Some people, I would admit, don't really practice as much as they can outside of our sessions, which means that they don't get the practice, they don't get the conditioning that they really need, because work also has to happen outside of these sessions.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what would you say about your practice time? Is there anything that you could say about your practice time and how it helps you?
Well, there's a couple things really. Initially, when I was practicing, I was mostly doing it before I went to bed. So I've got a toddler, and I have work and I'm pretty busy in the day. So I found it easier to do my practice sessions when I was going to bed. However, I did find with that, actually I was probably a bit too relaxed, also a bit too tired, and I would often fall asleep in practicing, which is not that helpful because you know, you need to really go through the full process and actually feel it, because you're unlikely in labour obviously to actually, you know, fully fall asleep per se during the process, especially as you move on with the labour and it's more intense. So I would say just doing it as regularly as possible. I try and practice every day if I can, if not every other day, and doing it at different times as well. So trying to do it in the day, trying to do it a little bit earlier. You can still do night practices as well, but just doing as varied a practice as possible so you're able to get into that state with as much variation as possible, I would say.
Right, yeah. Wonderful. Different conditions as well.
Exactly, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, finally, your husband wasn't able to be here today.
Sorry. Yeah.
He would have been, he's at work and busy, but he would have been to a few of our sessions.
Yes, yeah.
What, and unfortunately we didn't get to do, especially this session, I really wanted him to be here. But what help do you find that do you believe your partner can play? What support do you believe your partner can play?
Well, I think especially from the experience of my first birth, I think you, in early labour, it can generally be, let's say it, you know, loosely, but relatively easy to stay in a relaxed state. And you can do that on your own and stay very calm, especially if you're home for a while for the labour. But it's the second part of the labour, I would say, in kind of transitioning stage, where it can be really difficult to stay in that state. And I would say really at that point you need someone there to remind you of the techniques and where you need to go to and where you need to stay mentally, because at that point you can find that, you know, the breathing doesn't help much, feels like nothing really helps very much. So just to have someone there to remind you and say, okay, no, you know, relax, you know, it's okay with this next one, we're gonna, you know, go here, and to remind you of the states and where to go mentally. It can just jolt you back into that place where actually you calm everything down again and you relax again. And yeah, so that's very important, because you inevitably reach a state in labour, a point in labour I should say, where it becomes difficult. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Antoinette. We'll be looking forward to see how it goes. These sessions aren't rehearsed. They aren't fake by any stretch of the imagination. So we'll see how it goes after, and we'll report how the process went for her.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks again.
Thank you.
Have a good day, and all the best with your childbirth and labour.
Thank you.